garden fair, songs of freedom, bright with happiness. They will sing the songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom, bright with happiness.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing today? I see some familiar faces, some new faces. We might have met each other in passing yesterday. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Capital Family Church at the Nova Center. Right. What's a Sunday service without a little technical difficulty first thing in the morning? But we'd love to ask everyone to please rise, join us in song as we celebrate our blessed families here in our community based on true love, creating a culture of heart.
Marching to the
Blessed land of Canaan with delight. We're leaving all our heavy burdens here. We're coming to the blessed spring of Canaan with delight. Coming to the blessed
evermore.
And coming to the spring where living water flows. In glory we'll be living evermore. Going to the land where freely flows the spring. In glory we'll be living evermore. Oh, guide us with your pillars, Lord, of fire and of cloud. Oh, give us paths to follow with our lives. The moment that we cross the Jordan River is at hand. We're coming to the blessed spring of life. And coming to the spring where living water flows. In glory we'll be living evermore. Going to the land where freely flows the spring. In glory we'll be living evermore. Our thirsting hearts receive with joy the manna from above. Your precious food will always be our strength. So if the future finds us lacking, we will not despair. We're coming to the blessed spring of life. Coming to the spring where living water flows. In glory we'll be living evermore. Going to the land where freely flows the spring. In glory we'll be living evermore. Coming to the spring where living water flows. In glory we'll be living evermore. Going to the land where freely flows the spring. In glory we'll be living evermore.
In glory, yes.
In glory we'll be living evermore. In glory we'll be living evermore. Hey. All right, thank you so much. Can we give a nice warm applause to our lovely band up here? Got Eugene Pearson on the keys, Matt Takashima on the guitar, and the lovely Yasuno Takashima on the vocals here. Thank you so much. We'll just keep this energy going as we go into our next song here. This one takes us back a little bit more sullen, but very beautiful nonetheless.
Sunlight beaming forth in the east from the fatherland, bringing tidings of a new world to families in the field. Let us hasten to send the news all throughout the world. Eden's glory spread
dawn throughout the shining fatherland. Tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life. Harvest quickly, men of the fields, hasten to harvest now. Crops are ripened and ready to bring into the heavenly barn. Saints and angels and heavenly hosts gather to speed the task. All will share the harvest of joy at the banquet of our Lord. Oh, dawn, golden dawn throughout the shining fatherland, tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life. When the woes of 6,000 years are gone from the Father's heart, sons and daughters shall live with great joy, our true parents' own. Saints and sages and men of good faith all waited for this day. Loyal men of hope and fidelity yearned to see this day. Oh, dawn, golden dawn throughout the shining fatherland, tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life. Oh, dawn, golden dawn throughout the shining fatherland, tells the tidings of the rising sun that brings us life.
Great, thank you so much. We'll just say a quick prayer. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, Lord God, we are blessed to be here on this Sunday morning and in the company of our family and friends and aunts and uncles, our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, our grandparents, multiple generations coming together, Lord, to give thanks for this past week, to gain wisdom for this coming week, and to celebrate the awesome power that you have, God, and that you present to each of us, within us, and each of us in our daily lives. So we just ask, God, that we can invite you into this beautiful Sunday service, this time of worship and reflection. We invite you into the conversation and give and take that we have with one another, and ask that you can bless this sermon, bless this day for us, Lord, as you always do. We appreciate this, and we pray for all these things in our names as blessed families, as blessed central families. Adieu, amen. Great. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I am grateful to be here today. My name is H.B. Jenkins. I'll be your MC. I know most of you, but there's some new faces here, so thank you so much for being here today. If we can all just turn around real quick, there's a camera right there. We can just go ahead, say hello, give a nice wave to all those folks joining us on the live stream. Thank you for being with us virtually today, and we'd love to see you here in person next time. Feel free, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a little bit of meet and greet, so go ahead and say hello to your neighbor. Ask one another, how did God impact your life this week? Good job, you guys.
Good job.
Sorry, we didn't even pray. Good job.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
We're doing well.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is our third Sunday here at the Nova Center, and we're really excited to continue to see new members, new old faces, so to speak, coming. Yes, yeah, that's pretty great. We have so many people here today. We need more seating, so it's a great sign. So for our third Sunday, love to let you know, thank you again for being here. We are the Capital Family Church. We are a contemporary ministry of the Unification Church founded by Reverend Sung Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. We believe that God is humanity's heavenly parent. We believe that the family is the school of love, and by building true families centered upon God, we can work together to bring God's blessing to the world and build the kingdom of heaven on the earth, which as we also refer to as Chunolguk in the native Korean. So thank you so much again for being here. We have a beautiful performance song to share with you to kind of set the tone for the message we're going to receive today.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just a sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. I believe what you say of me. I believe. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You have every failure, God. You have every victory.
Amen.
Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. I believe what you say of me. I believe. I believe. Yes, I believe.
Thank you so much. Give her a hand. There's a lot of heart coming in there, and I hope we've all been in that position. Adieu. Thank you very much. Once again, let's give them a lovely applause. So that, I hope, I'm sure we've all found ourselves in that moment where we find it kind of doubt what we, who we are and what we're capable of and what God has in store for us, what blessings he has prepared for us. And that kind of weaves into today's sermon, talking about insight into the four-position foundation, right? It's a fundamental element of the divine principle and actually how we see the universal laws that guide each of us and everything that is in creation. So it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. He is the father of 3 amazing children. I happen to be friends with, I think, 2 out of the 3. Maybe all 3, if Ian likes me on a good day. Just kidding. But yes, he is a wonderful example in our community, has always been, honestly, somebody that I can say personally that I've looked to as an example of somebody who's just really solid, somebody who has that mind and body unity, that discipline within themselves to carry on each day with a smile and maybe some attitude in a good way. So just love to share that our guest speaker, or not guest speaker, our speaker today, he is the Korean Evangelical Association senior pastor for Washington, D.C., and he has been in that role for, I don't know, Reverend Jang, for 15 years. Yeah. So it is an honor to actually introduce you today, sir, and I would love to ask everybody if we can please give him a warm applause and invite him up to the stage.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming this wonderful Sunday. So I got the Holy Spirit so moved deliver it to you. So, and then I respect Dr. Yang, who came yesterday Washington from Rome, and he stopped by this area, and then he gave the great speech for all of you. It's another lucky day to all of us. And then inside of the four position foundation, James explained to the creation, divine principles, but this is the key value of our youth members. But you are very well known there, so knowledge, but I want more deeply understanding meaning of the four position foundation, God, support, and union. So yeah, so people I sermon, so I will also share about the Tiger Bar. Who know the Tiger Bar? Yeah. You very well know very this person, so I truly respect him. Yeah. He got the 36 couples, baby training centers, and the pioneer mission of the Korea, and then America. I have one episode to the Tiger Bar. Someday, Chulfather asked him, "I'm not Messiah. I'm fake. What should you do?" Do you remember that? As like that, so Chulfather asked Tiger Bar. He replied to Chulfather, "I make Messiah. Don't worry, Chulfather. I'll make Messiah, no matter what." Do you understand? Yeah. Yes, out of the episode of the Chulfather, early beginning. At the time, we have no foundation on the earth, very small number, financially, members, whatever. We are very weak. Out of the persecution from the Christian community, national government, all around the persecution from Chulfather, killing Chulfather, it's like that. But he really protect Chulfather. I'll make Messiah. Don't worry about Chulfather. It's got some passion of the pioneer. So Dr. Jang has a lot of experience at the Tiger Park, and then before I sermon, I truly understanding the center. As you know, he cannot speak English very well. I'm so wondering why Chul father pick up the training center. As you know, David Sangchul Kim, Dr. Young Kim, all of those elder brothers sisters speak very well. But Chul father choose him. Why? He has a bit of the spiritual power. So he got the lecture all of the training. He stand up as like me. And he could not speak at all. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Some freshmen, fresh church members, he cried. That means so Tiger Park mobilized the spiritual world, even though he could not say at all. So true father, he know the ability of the spiritual power. Lecture is not giving the knowledge. Lecture is connected to the heavenly parents' heart. So Tiger has a big pioneer of our church members. And then so Matthew 26, 69, 75. Peter denied 3 times who you are Jesus. You know Jesus very well, but Peter denied 3 times. But Tiger Bar, I'll make Messiah. Don't worry. He repeat again, but again. So this is connect to the Tiger Bar and Peter's. And I will invite my daughter, Ain. Would you read Hundoke?
Good morning, everyone. I have received the blessing, and that's enough. I'll go to the kingdom of heaven even if I don't do anything now. If you think like this and sit still, doing nothing, you will go to ruin. The blessing is not at the perfection level. Everyone here, you learned about the 7-year course, didn't you? Since there is no one else who knows about these complicated details and has worked out the truth from them, even the Almighty God has no choice but to be drawn by this. After you received the blessing, you may claim, "We received the blessing according to the principles of God. We have become completely one." But is that true? The husband and wife must in turn recreate. The husband and wife must recreate each other. If the blessed families of the Unification Church forget that, you will still have to walk the path of filling in the bottomless pit that exists between the resentful husband and wife, and all will come to ruin. Even if I claim that you will not come to ruin, the truth is that you will. The husband and wife must pass through the process of recreation to become the ideal husband and wife who have been perfectly restored, according to the desire of God. That is why in the Unification Church we first talk of individual restoration and perfection, and then restoration and perfection of the family. True parents are the center of your blessed family. In the Garden of Eden, a family living with true parents was not formed. It is your responsibility to restore the family, and in order to do so, you must follow the commands of true parents absolutely. You should not argue with true parents. The name of true parents can settle down in your families only when your personal concepts disappear. If this does not come to pass, you cannot restore ideal families. This is not an idea I came up with. It is the original conception of creation nurtured by God. In a person's lifetime, the most important moments are when he is born, when he gets married, and when he dies. Then, when he is being born, how should he be born? He must be born well. And in terms of our Unification Church, he must be born centering on the connection of heart. The next important moment is the time he gets married. When a person gets married, he does so to expand life. In other words, he gets married to achieve the four-position foundation. Only when such a public law of the universe is established on earth can the will of God and the original will of humankind be achieved. Families are there so that such universal laws can be established, both in form and substance, through them.
Yeah, true parents told us how much important four-position foundation on each your family. You got the blessing, it is not finished. We will have another 7-year courses. That means it's a very important life of faith. True Father told us it's a basic element of the kingdom of heaven, this four-position foundation. So sometimes we stop by the bank. We have a diamond ring or something, the high quality, put in the safety box in the bank. The bank has own key, and I got another key. At least we open the kingdom of heaven. We need 4 keys. First one, God. God is open all the time, whoever. The other one, your husband. And the other one, your wife. And the union, your family, your children, your grandchildren. You have to prepare 4 keys on the earth. It doesn't work, you're waiting room before the kingdom of heaven. This is a universal law, no exception. This is the insight of four-position foundation, not just knowledge, beyond knowledge. Deeply meaning of we can prepare the 4 keys on the earth. So, recreate your husband, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Son, Heavenly Grandfather, by your 천일국 ownership. Who? Your wife. Wife, recreate your husband as like the. On the other hand, husband, recreate your wife, mother, daughter, grandmother. Recreate during on the earth life. This is a four-position foundation tell to us. Not just simple idea. I'm so wondering, how can find the true Father this great truth? Nobody tell the true Father. He found it true by himself. And then he write divine principle. This eternal truth. The key point is the four-position foundation. And recreate your children, sons and daughters, grandsons, daughters. So keep purity and blessing. That is big important life of faith. Most of family, husband and wife very well together, living together. But we have the big problem is take children and grandchildren. How can they get the blessing? Inherit our legacy to the next generation. It's a big advantage over the life of faith. Even the true father went to the spiritual world, true mother fighting every single day by herself. How can inherit heavenly legacy to the next generation? It's a big important this part. So beyond understanding knowledge and comprehension, intelligence, you think about the word by word. How much important to tell you by yourself. I'm so shocked over this four-position foundation. Nobody knows before true Father made the divine principle. Just believing? No, it doesn't work as spiritual world. You have to prepare 4 keys on the earth according to divine principle. It's an important family level four-position foundation. The course of complete. So as you do the black bar, top of the completion, we're living. We working together family, not just single. So growth is we got the blessing, husband and wife. After that, we family together through the completion. It's another big job. As you know, nobody goes through the completion. So we have so many struggling happening or hard work, each family. No matter what, your strong pace of life, it doesn't matter. So many happening to your family, including my family. Because Satan attacked 24 hours our family, destroyed the blessed family. So completion is all together, teamwork with the family, include grandchildren or grandchildren. So not just concept of the formation, growing, completion with the family together, day and night. So 주님마다 give to 천심원 providence. This is our very good benefit. Because we mobilize the spiritual world. I was just a tiger back from the 70s and the early 1980. Before he went to the spiritual world, he totally moving forward, never hesitate, just like the tank, never stop. As you know, the plane has no back gear, rear gear, just planes forward. It's like that. He got the message from the doctor, to the father. He never hesitated. Just do it. Without any thinking, his own mind. So can you imagine how much this causes miserable, painful, suffering, struggling, conflict, betray, so many temptation through the completion stage. Even though we are blessing, but unusually, so many family very hard times. However, we can use the 천심원 providence, overcome, and the quantum jump next level by helping by the spiritual world. So conclusion. So Dr. Jang is ready for a special report to UPF. So I just stopped the sermon just 2 minutes. So enhance your love, sacrifice, mobilize spiritual world in your family by your devotion, 천심의 holy grace with the 전일구 ownership. So I sit on the chairs, so Holy Spirit came down to my shoulder, almost tear and crying. But however, 주님마다 emphasize how much important the 천심 providence. If you're getting the connected, deep true parents' heart, you got the spiritual power, weapon. Your family protected by your spiritual power. Not just knowledge. Do not think about the Four-Portion Foundation. This is a special tool. You can prepare and protect my family by the Four-Portion Foundation. The husband role of husband, role of wife, role of children. They have each responsibility, each position. They're growing by themselves. They made kingdom of key, and then turn it on. We are enter the kingdom of heaven. As like that. So, thank you so much. And then Dr. Yang invites the special report to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yang. Reverend Jang. Let's give Reverend Jang one more round of applause. I hope we see you more often. Okay, cool. That's the yes, please. The third Sunday of every month. Perfect. Okay, if you want to hear more of that, really, not only right to the point content, really solid original DP. Come on the third Sunday of every month. I really like what you said about our role as a husband and wife, and I know definitely when I unite with her, things go well for me. So it's a blessing to have that give and take, and what an amazing model that God has created for us. So thank you again. Let's give him another round of applause. Great. So, normally at this point we ask you for money, but we have a special guest. So we'd like to, before that, this is kind of an amazing thing for me to be here to introduce this next speaker, a guest speaker that we had. He just arrived last night, and I'm sorry, Dr. Jang, where were you coming from? Rome. He came all the way across the pond from Rome. So I know you're like a world traveler 1,000 times over, and my dad has traveled with you all over the world. So for those of you who don't know, Dr. Changshik Charles, is it okay if I call you Uncle Charlie? Okay, cool. Dr. Changshik Uncle Charles Yang is the former Continental Director of FFWPU North America, former President of Universal Peace Federation of Central America and the Caribbean, and he is currently the Universal Peace Federation Chairman of UPF International. And as Reverend Francis has shared with me, Dr. Yang, you are a true ally of true parents, a dear brother, father, friend, and grandfather to many people. And my dad wanted me to make sure it was really clear, and I always thought about it because I remember when I was a kid, they were in the Middle East, in the Middle East Peace Initiative. They spent years doing fellowship and interreligious work to bring peace to that region, and it's very relevant right now with what's happening there. So he was there with the Middle East Peace Initiative and the crowning of Jesus Christ as the King of Kings in Jerusalem. So this is a powerful man. We are very fortunate to have him here in our presence, and I would love to ask everyone, let's do a little bit better than that to introduce and welcome up Dr. Changshik Yang.
안녕하세요. Be seated, please. Once again, dear family members, and good morning. It has been a long time. As you know, I worked in the United States for over 20 years until father's passing. Then served as the head of Korean church and took care of international as well. And recently spent over across 10 years working in Latin America. Then suddenly it was time to retire, but a year ago, exactly, Chul mother gave special direction and appointed me to take care of UPF International. So, but still, United States is my eternal homeland. So looking back, I am filled kind of with neglect and repentance for not serving enough Father the better. So however, the time spent with the great American family members together, including Dr. Jenkins, it was truly happy and joy. And today I would like to mention the issue of the division and unification of the Korean Peninsula, which is the homeland of our faith. Since I back to Korea, actually, I had to keep traveling to appoint newly ambassadors for peace. Actually, I left Korea 30 years ago. Suddenly, Father chose some young regional directors among Korean leaders, under 50 years old. And Father asked, go to UTS. And after you have a special mission, Father mentioned. And Father mentioned, you guys go to North Korea. So with that expectation, we came to UTS. Dr. Shimyo was my president and my professor. But after trained, North Korea didn't open. That's why my father asked staying here and work in America. That's how I become suddenly American church, part of a leader. But still, always, North Korea was one of my deep kind of mission field. Then suddenly, mother assigned me, asked me, UPF mission, and bring all entire global foundation of UPF International, bring back to the Korea to support the peaceful reunification of Korean Peninsula. So from the beginning of UPF founding, I was part of involved. So I do know better than anyone, one of the witnesses, and same time as a disciple of Father and errand of Father's direction. So we laid incredible foundation. UPF established in 2005. It was not really long ago, but immediately father and mother, true parent, true children, 120 American ACLG pastors, father mobilized all of them to make some global foundation. UPF shortly after UPF become one of the high-ranking NGO under United Nations umbrella. And nowadays become, I think I don't see any other NGO like UPF. UPF become most active for peace initiative movement. And now entire our movement focusing how can we support North Korea, Korean Peninsula to resolve this conflict issue. Because of that, true mother herself, as you know, father, mother, both of them were born in North Korea and came to South and started our movement with empty hand. So not just because of their own hometown or fatherland, but providentially, we all understand. So Korea is important for our faith. And God chose Korea, the third Israel, to welcome true parent. And probably I see many young second generations who may not know Korea. Geographically, Korea is located Northeast Asia, and surrounded big countries. More than 1,000 kilometer borderline connected with China, another around 10 kilometer border connected with Russia, together with North Korea. And South Korea, across the ocean, we have good ally Japan, and across the Pacific, USA is the most strong ally. But because of this geographic location, in some sense, when we look back Korean history, nation was weak all the time, invaded from neighbor nations. So according to the record, Korean Peninsula got invaded 970 times from neighbors. Unfortunately, from Japan mostly, 714 times. So my hometown, southern side of Korean Peninsula, South Korea, so when we were child, so when some baby crying, then there is one way to stop it. If parent mentioning, oh, Japanese police is coming, then baby stopped. Japanese police was most, that's why that much, because of location. And you see, the map of America, we don't have any enemy, right? During the human history, more than 20,000 war broke out, 20,000. But 99.9% with neighbor. But we don't have any neighbor, any enemy, right? Mexico, good friend. Canada is good friend. small island nation, Caribbean, nobody will attack to north. But South Korea is different. Korean Peninsula is different. That's why always been struggling. And next. 이거 넘겨야죠. Okay, next. Next time. Now, North and South Korea divided into North and South. Now, size of North Korea is a little larger than South Korea, as you see, 123,000 kilojoules. And you see the red line is kind of a 38 parallel line and divided into North and South. But actually, when decided to stop the war, East Coast area goes more up, and the West Coast little, the down. That's why not exactly 38. This DMG is not exactly 38 like this. You see that special line. Right? Okay. And based upon this, so I want to address some important few points. Number one, the progress of division in the Korean Peninsula. Why? By what? Korea divided. The second, why should we achieve unification? So today's South and North Korea and domestic and international foundation for unification. What is a true parent kind of theory of unification that I'm going to address too. And next. The history of division between South and North Korea. Okay, it's very simple, as I mentioned. So Korea was under Japanese colonial rule from 1910 until 1945, 36 years. After the end of World War II, Korea gained independence from Japan. So 1945, August 15th, by end of Second World War. Okay? So Japanese, at that time, this is a very important moment, because of that Second World War, the end, all of a sudden actually, because of Japan's final surrender was held August 15th. Around that time, the Soviet Union did not join the Allied force until the end of World War, almost the end of World War II. They just joined in a week, just 1 week. At that time, the main force of the Japanese military was stationed in what is now Manchuria area. As a result, the United States continuously requested the Soviet Union to join the war. The U.S. believed that the war with Japan would be last an additional 18 months. And during that time, an estimated 1.8 million American soldiers would be further sacrificed. So this turned out to be a significant kind of miscalculation. So finally, President Truman decided to end World War II by dropping the first atomic bombs in human history. So first atomic bomb test success, months before, and then after then, August 6th, they dropped the Hiroshima. And 3 days later, Nagasaki. It was first and the last, this atomic bomb dropped. That time, the Soviet Union, until the first drop of atomic bomb, they didn't join. But after they see, almost the end of war is coming, the Soviet Union immediately declared war against Japan. And on August 8th, attacked Japanese forces in Manchuria, and later entered the northern part of the Korean Peninsula. Actually, Korea and Russia and Japan had a special kind of agreement in 1941 for 5 years, kind of ally and protect each other, not attack each other. But Russia actually broke that agreement. And before the end of World War II, during the Yalta Conference, it was like 6 months before, representatives from the three major Allied powers discussed the division of the Korean Peninsula in the future into South and North in the event of Japan's defeat. And after then, on August 15, after Japan's surrender, as Soviet troops entered Manchuria and the North Korea, the main U.S. force were at that time staying in Okinawa, even more farther, Philippines. The United States proposed the 38th parallel as the military demarcation line for accepting the Japanese surrender. That time in Washington, two colonels, Dean Rusk and Charles Bonestell, were tasked with drawing the 38th parallel within 30 minutes and notifying the Soviet. The later, the Bonestell, the Dean Rusk, eventually served like a Dean Rusk. Eventually, he became Secretary of State, right? And recalled being very much kind of surprised that the Soviet accepted the 38th parallel proposal. The United States had insisted that at least Seoul should remain under American influence. Because of that, actually, many radical student movement leaders in South Korea blamed to America because of two colonels. They draw their 38, and then suggest to Russia. Russia accepted. Because of that, actually started division into North and South. Okay. And eventually, 1945, August 15, the liberation following the end of World War II. And next, the U.S. and the Soviet Union divided occupied Korea along the 38th parallel, which Korean Peninsula exactly divided. The 38th parallel was determined by the agreement between the United States and the Soviet Union to accept Japan's surrender. As a result, South Korean radical political leaders, as I said, the students have argued that the United States bears responsibility for the division of Korea. Behind Stalin had a clear plan and appointed this gentleman, Stikov, who had control over the entire northern region of Korea. Stalin appointed Stikov ambassador as a special plenipotentiary ambassador, effectively beginning Soviet dominance actually over North Korea. And okay, you see, yeah. And in 1945, shortly after August 15, in 20 days actually, founding of the Korean Workers' Party. The Stalin founded the Workers' Party of North Korea on September 11 as establishing kind of administrative structures to govern the entire northern region of Korea. Stalin founded the Workers' Party of North Korea, as I said, and you see, 1946, February 8th of 1946. This is North Korean Provisional People's Committee. This is the kind of committee of administration to control entire northern side of Korea. And you see the young man in the middle, right? This is Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung was 35 years old. And Kim Il-sung was the officer of Soviet Army, and Stalin picked him and put him the central role of establishing North Korean kind of government. Okay? 3 years later, finally Stalin established the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, current North Korea, with 35-year-old Soviet Army officer Kim Il-sung as its premier. Stikov conducted all matters behind the scenes following Stalin's direction. This is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea received Soviet approval everything for each nation's name and even constitution. So nothing to do, Kim Il-sung alone. Everything designed and directed and guided by Russia. And as you see this map, 1948, that time, one of the Korean independent movement leader, Lee Seung-man, the first president of Korea, South Korea, was initiate independent movement here in America, Philadelphia and Hawaii. And he came to America in 1905 and studied at George Washington University. And later, he got a master's degree in Harvard and a PhD in Princeton. In 5 years, he was kind of a genius, guided by missionary. And he learned democracy. He learned about the system of U.S. America's kind of a political system. So and he trusted and believed the power of United Nations. And through his channel, he asked America invite United Nations. United Nations involved. So United Nations team entry of the United Nations, right? Temporary Commission on Korea. So, however, northern region was denied by the Soviet Union. That's why United Nations people couldn't go to North, and only South Korea available. And eventually, May 10 general election conducted as a election only South Korea available area. So and first president. This is August 15. It's officially South Korean government, ROK, Republic of Korea, established. So the founding president was President Seung-man Lee, who worked in America. And short after 1949, June 30 of 1949, 1 year before Korean War broke out. So U.S. Army withdrew of U.S. forces from Korea completely. And December 1949, another resolution by the U.S. Congress decided make a resolution, from now on, declare the United States would not deploy troops in the event of future wars abroad. And the next, the president, you see, Truman, at that time, Atchison, D.N. Atchison was Secretary of State. And Atchison declared, Atchison line, so-called. This is Atchison line. On January 12, 1950, 5 months before war broke out, Secretary of State Dean Atchison announced the Atchison, so-called Atchison line as the Far East defense perimeter. The line included Japan and the Philippines within the defense, but excluded Korea and Taiwan. As a result, the U.S. completely withdrew from the Korean Peninsula, which ultimately became a decisive factor leading to the outbreak of the Korean War. So before to get Stalin, according to the record, Kim Il-sung communicated with Stalin nearly 40 times, requesting assistance for an invasion of South Korea. But Stalin always rejected because of U.S. Army war there. But as I told, U.S. Army completely withdrew, and even made resolution at the Congress. And even Atchison line declared That's why Korea was totally out of picture from U.S. defense point of view. Then Stalin gave the green light. So after complete withdrawal of the U.S. forces, Stalin gave Kim Il-sung the green light and instructed him to seek support from still Mao Zedong. You need help from him. That's why January, Kim Il-sung went to Beijing to meet Mao Zedong, and he got another great support agreement from Mao Zedong. With that background, war broke out. That's why this Korean War was not just Kim Il-sung only. Behind Stalin was kind of major role, and Mao Zedong also supporter. And in 1950, June 18, you see this gentleman is the Dean Rusk, Secretary of State. Just a week ago, before war broke out, right? Dean Rusk, the Secretary of State, came to Korea and he be DMZ area. And he couldn't find any kind of symptom. And after then, he went to Japan. While he was staying in Japan, the war broke out. He was so surprised. He called President Truman. So Korea was Sunday. That's why USA was Saturday, right? It's a weekend. Truman could be wash hand because of already there's no U.S. Army over there, and the adjacent line clear, and made resolution from the Congress. But that time, many righteous people, and persuade to President Truman, and President Truman stood up and immediately called United Nations. And 2 days later, June 27, UN Security Council resolution actually adopted. But greatly, Russia didn't attend. Embassy of Russia, although on that day, the voting date, he had lunch with U.S. ambassador, UN ambassador, and the Secretary General, first Secretary General of United Nations. But he got the direction from Stalin, don't attend there, because of there was had another plan. They tried, Stalin had a plan by not involving, eventually U.S. and China will start war. He wanted to see that. But greatly, because of absent of Russia, United Nations actually passed. And the 16 nations actually sent their troop, and all together, for 3 years, 1 year, 2.1 million United Nations Army troops came to Korea. Out of 2.1, actually, most 1.8 is from U.S. And more than 50,000 soldiers lost their life. But 37,000 was U.S. Army. That's why Korea has eternally indebted to United Nations. And finally, President Truman appointed Douglas MacArthur. General MacArthur was 70 years old, retired general, as a head of this commander-in-chief of Far East area troop. And when he came to Busan through Okinawa, he saw, war almost finished. Only war, the remain, Busan area. And he decided, Incheon landing operation to cut kind of to cut like a supply line, north, right? But it was very difficult because of location. Incheon kind of presented a significant challenge due to its tidal variation, high tide, low tide very much different than 3 meters to 10 meters different. That's why it's making it very difficult for warships to dock, cannot approach to the nearby. And the chance of success were estimated at 1 in 5,000, which means this is impossible. Yeah. So Douglas MacArthur remained steadfast in his decision. But everybody against, even Secretary of State, even President Truman, and Douglas MacArthur submit his resignation. Either you choose me or accept my resignation. And in that middle of war, can change. That's why President Truman encouraged Douglas MacArthur, please do your best. At that time, the reason why MacArthur was head of entire United Nations troops, right? That time, 75,000 troops divided into 261 warships. It was an incredible, group. In case if made a mistake, then 75,000 people, may die. In that sense, think about struggling of Douglas MacArthur. But MacArthur never, stopped his thinking and pursued his plan, original plan. Eventually, he made success. That was one of the great record ever since kind of human war history. So the success of Incheon landing operation is recorded as one of the most remarkable strategic decisions in the history of war. Today, if you visit Incheon, you will see you can find a memorial kind of Incheon Operation Memorial Center, and we see very detailed record. Yeah. And from the Incheon, Seoul is very nearby, right? Because of their strong troop, the 3 months later, occupied from north, restored exactly. War broke out June 25, right? After 3 days later, Seoul they conquered from North Korea. But by Douglas MacArthur's decision, exactly 3 months later, again, Korean national flag in the headquarters building. And from there, keep right to the north. That time, MacArthur determined unification of Korean Peninsula by democracy, by power of military United Nations and the UN. And October 14, United Nations force bombing to Hungnam, right? Hungnam, General MacArthur intended a complete reunification by advancing northward. October 14, he recaptured Hungnam, the north region, most north region of North Korea. That time, the captain was Captain Alexander Haig, was in charge of this operation. During this time, Father Moon was imprisoned in Hungnam prison. So he had been sentenced to 5 years under the communist rule, but was liberated after serving only 2 years and 8 months. Because of that, Alexander Haig. It was the United States and the UN forces that rescued him. So that Haig was a great man, but he really saved Father. After release from the prison, Father worked to Pyongyang. And from Pyongyang, Father found one of the disciples who was same prisoner. He was head of prison, prisoner. And he released earlier, but somehow he got broken, his leg. He couldn't go to South. And he was staying at home. So family abandoned him. And the Father found him, and along with Wonpil Kim, one of the early disciples, got one bicycle and brought him to all the way to south of Busan. From middle of October, Father arrived January 27, 1951. It was most severe weather time. Okay, and suddenly it was almost up to the north, but that time China involved. China sent 2.4 million troops all together. Very beginning 400,000, and later time to time altogether 2.4. Out of 2.4, 800,000 Chinese young troops, 17, 18, 19, those boys lost their life. It was another, anyway, because of that, the United Nations, UN, US Army withdraw again from to the north to the south, all the way down to the Seoul again. The Seoul, even the capital of Seoul, the 3 times the back and forth. That much it was severe war came on. And eventually in 1953, the signing of the Armistice Agreement, 53 July 27. That was 70 years ago of last year. But started actually 1971, 2 years negotiation. Finally, 1953 signed. Okay. And next. Yeah. So conclusion of July 27. Okay, next. During the Korean War, almost 4 million people died, wounded, missing those 3 years, 1 month's war for both sides. And finally, another great thing was this special kind of military agreement with North America and South Korea. The United States concluded the Korean War with an armistice, and in response to South Korea's strong demand, signed the Mutual Defense Treaty. This is very important, between the United States and the Republic of Korea. As a result of this treaty, still 28,000 troops are still stationed in South Korea today. This is the most strong power to protect South Korea, attacking from North Korea or any others. And think about survival as 그 자체가 it is a miracle. The very existence of a free and democratic South Korea is considered a miracle given the circumstances of the war. Think about 2/3 of this humankind was under the communism. 1/3 of land belong socialism. So like a small island, South Korea become another island. Strongest two powerful Russia and China, and North Korea become totally agent of Russia. So only Japan could be ally, right next, and America is far away. So because of that special, U.S. and ROK mutual defense treaty, somehow still Korea could be exist. And why we have to make unification? So there are 4 or 5 big reasons. Number one, historical background. The Korean Peninsula was a unified nation for 1,300 years. The current division has lasted 70 years. Was imposed by powerful nations, not by 2 people. So humanitarian regions actually 10 million, as I say, separated families are suffering, and those first generations are dying now. So making reunification is necessary as a humanitarian point of view even. So economic region, North Korea's resources and the labor combined with South Korea's capital and technology, Korea could become one of the major powerful nations. So providential region, we know that 38th parallel represented the final front line between good and evil, and atheism and theism, and God and Satan. So reunification is therefore needed for providential regions. So restoring the homeland of true parent, also one of the good reasons. Reunification is essential to restore the homeland of our holy true parent. And now, today's South Korea, it is incredible. I left some 30 years, but when I come back to South Korea, call back my nation again, it's totally different. Totally different. Now, Korea become one of the so-called 30 or 50 club. In international political society, have this kind of some category. That means population-wide, over 50 population, 50 million, and $30,000 but GMP. Only 7 nations, are include that category. So, especially, it is some strange, but those who are involved, the Second World War, those 6 nations, England, British, France, and Italy, Japan, those 6 nations, Korea arrived at 7. It was 2018. So Korea became one of 7 kind of G7 nation in that sense, right? Next. And recently, last year, U.S. News here in Washington base, right? Forbes, they analyzed and they announced the world's top 6 powerful nations based upon some 5 categories: military power, economic strength, and high-tech, capabilities, and cultural and content, and strong military allies. So with that analyzed, Korea become number 6, and France number 7, even Japan number 8, according to those analyzed. Even Korea, over even Japan and France. This was U.S. report. And next, status of South Korea. In terms of military strength, the amazing. Recently, the global power in America institution analyzed and scores based on over 60 individual factors, and South Korea become number 5. This is not included the nuclear weapon. But South Korea become amazing, defense industry as developing, and few special item actually, especially K9 and another kind of tank made in Korean product become really popular because of the price almost half than normal, but in terms of effective same. That's why now Korea defense industry become another kind of blue ocean in terms of business aspect. And next, so even as you know, every year we have some CES conference in Las Vegas, right? But every year, almost 300,000 people gather in Las Vegas to attend the CES for the world's largest electric show, right? During this time, all leading companies announce their advancement kind of in cutting-edge technology. This year, in the evaluation of new technology, exhibited, Korea received the most innovation awards with 158 out of 379 products, accounting for 42% of the awards. Furthermore, in the top innovation awards, Korea ranked first with 8 out of 27 new technologies. The United States following with 7, Japan 3, and the highly regarded Germany only secured 1 top innovation award. So all of this is part of kind of some foundation, some God is preparing for reunification initiating by South Korea. So amazing nation. Right? So this is a future report on a unified Korea. Hyundai, Hyundai Economic Institute and the Seoul University Institution, they simulated. And the potential benefit of Korean reunification. So population will become 80 million, right? The per capita income, 86,000, double than current. And the defense budget saving, $2,000 billion, $2,000 billion because of no need, tension each other, right? With those money can help North Korea. North Korea can become quickly, in 10 years, they can come up almost 50% of South Korea economic situation. And North Korea has incredible underground resources. Mr. Trump, most interested in that actually. That's why somehow, as a businessman, he's really, counting upon that. That more than $600 billion, I don't know if this is correct counting or not, $6,000 billion, like a value of incredible resources underground, right? And the national credit rating will change, and the annual tourist, more than almost 36 million plus will come. With this benefit, Korea would become a member of the G4 nation. This is the institution mentioning. But North Korea, let's see, where is North Korea? Where at right now? North Korea, kind of we say Kim dynasty. So next, I would do definition North Korea is, feudal kind of a theocratic state. North Korea kind of worshiping founder Kim Il-sung and his son Kim Jong-il, kind of God. And they are sleeping under their palace now. And next, you see, this Pyongyang, there stands a statue of Kim Il-sung and his son. The statue is 23 meters tall and covered with 37 kilograms of gold paint. Meanwhile, millions of people are currently starving to death in this poor economic situation. And next, this is important to understand North Korea. North Korea, Juche idea kind of monument, 5,000, over 5,000, right? And the statue of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-un, not Kim Jong-un, I'm sorry, Kim Jong-il, Kim Il-sung and his son, 38,000. But the third, Juche Idea Research Institute have 450,000 places. That means entire North Korean organized, and they have to have, connected, related under this structure. They're completely brainwashed by Juche ideology. There's a Juche ideology. There's some, religious researcher even analyzed North Korea become one of the top world religion. Based upon Juche, they believe, they worship, and always believe Juche ideology. Juche ideology become their doctrine. That's why what we need, even ideological kind of response for them. So current North Korea, Stalin's comment kind of economic situation, economic. That's why per capita GNP, this by year 2023, last year, $1,200. That means $100 per month. That's it. That's why can compare to North and South. And recently, Kim Jong-un, young leader, declared this, strange. And recently, the leader of North Korea declared that the relationship between North and South is no longer one family, one people. And he stated that in event of conflict, North Korea would use even nuclear force, if necessary, to occupy South Korea. They're completely threatening. He's keep develop, nuclear weapon and also keep develop long-range missile, even threatening even U.S. He developed even, that long-range missile can come to Washington. So, despite, people are dying. Okay. Elon Musk, he took picture like this during the nighttime. You see North and South, completely different. So crazy proposal, he said that. Yeah. Compare capitalism and communism after 70 years. This is one picture can saying that. Next. So it is very clear. The per capita income in South Korea is 30 times that of North Korea. And the total national product, GDP, 60 times greater. So economically, North and South Korea are no longer comparable. The post-war South Korea uniquely transformed from a traditional kind of agriculture country to an advanced IT nation through the innovation, industrialization. So this 21st century, we see this new Cold War era, Northeast Asia security competition structure, especially Indo-Pacific and Asia area, including Korean Peninsula issue. That's why some strategic importance of the Korean Peninsula coming up more and more seriously. The power struggling between the United States and China is unfolding in the Indo-Pacific region. In this context, the Korean Peninsula holds a strategically important position. Yeah. So to make unification of Korea, so we need to achieve Korean unification, building a international foundation and strengthening domestic capabilities as essential. So international foundations, the alliance with the United States and Japan is most important, and the cooperation among South Korea, the United States and Japan is crucial in countering North Korea, China, and Russia. So even in domestic capabilities, through ideological preparation and the civic movement, is very important. As I told you, North Korea totally brainwashed by Juche ideology. With this situation, what we are doing, UPF, so World Peace through international cooperation. And Chul parent asked, bring all international network and foundations, network, bring to Korea to support Korean Peninsula. Because of that, with that, we've been leading next, all kind of international leadership conference, World Summit, think tank. These are all presenting a new vision for the Korean Peninsula that transcends nation, ethnicity, religion, and ideology. So almost every year we've been doing this. So greatly from America, former Vice President Michael Pence, especially Pompeo, Secretary General, Secretary of State, and even from Europe, especially we appreciate Speaker Newt Gingrich, and so it's key leaders, they will keep support for this special international events. Yeah. And even Chul mother, central mother, even former Secretary General UN Ban Ki-moon, and Prime Minister Hun Sen of Cambodia, as a co-chair, initiated one of the summit of this. Right? And next, especially I appreciate Washington Times. So we are doing, we've been initiating this past more than 2 years, right? Every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Yeah, 3 years. The Washington Times Foundation has been hosting forums focused on Korean Peninsula. So these forums features experts from various fields and have significant attention from numerous media. The topics discussed in these forums are evolving into think tank initiatives dedicated to solving of Korean Peninsula kind of challenges. So I really appreciate Dr. Jenkins and Mr. Mappet and all our Times Foundation team initiate this tirelessly. And now many Korean medias are focusing, and they are waiting to Tuesday of this Washington brief. Because of all kind of opinion leaders, they are happily attending this. So this picture, we see, special picture at the Oval Room, right? Our foundation, Washington Times, key leaders together. So President Trump invited, and this is kind of, showing foundation of our movement. And next, Kim Jong-un, actually, Park Sang-kwon, the Sang-kwon Park, right side, right side, Sang-kwon Park. He has been to North Korea almost 300 times. And he became one of the most popular South Korean who knows North Korea very well. So officially, he back and forth, and initiated by Chul parent guideline, and built, Peace Automobile Company and managing hotel, and we have built one very beautiful peace building, International Peace Center, So that we'll use on that. This is, our product of Peace, Pyeonghwa Peace Company, Peace Automobile Company. And based upon my father's guideline, actually, we donate entire our portion of stock to the government because of this Peace Automobile Company base should be kind of nation's stepping stone in terms of the nation's mechanic industry. So after then, even asked, help management. So we sent from South Korea one of the top manager of, Hyundai, part of Hyundai company, Kia, the president of Kia, to lead the company. So recently, somehow we heard not really good weather. We don't know detail there. And that time, Dr. Park initiated, and we went there and met, key leaders and discussed many things. Okay, next. So international cooperation by United Nations. This is very important. United Nations has to help to support peaceful unification of Korean Peninsula. So to do that, need UN, some need kind of next. Yeah. Necessary of able UN. The reason why Father established UPF as an able UN because of current UN's limitation of the existing United Nations, especially the veto power by the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council is a significant actually weakness of the United Nations. This has prevented the UN from deciding Russia, right, a war criminal in the Ukraine, and from stopping Israel's attack as well, which the United States opposite. So in response to these limitations, the true father, parent have advocated for effort to renew the reform the United Nations. So still we have, and same time recently, gentlemen, through Mother's proposal, we are developing another kind of Asia-Pacific Union. This is a United Nations style of Asia-Pacific Union. Actually, I'm initiating this movement. So Asia-Pacific, 81 nations actually, almost 60% of population in there. So almost 2/3 of the United Nations membership, surrounded the Asia-Pacific. And next, Mother, actually 2019 in Nagoya, probably 50,000 people, Mother proposed this APU, Asia-Pacific Union. Okay, and especially Cambodia, Prime Minister of Cambodia, Hun Sen, deeply moved by Mother's this proposal, and he stood up and totally supporting this APU organization. Okay, and even Prime Minister Hun Sen initiated one of the summit in his country and invite True Mother. Had a deep conversation. Yeah. And so he got a Sanak Peace Prize as a Founders kind of Achievement Award. And he's keep working with us. Okay. And after then, Cambodia leadership conference we held, under the general election. So we mobilized from 53 countries as a United Nations representative election observer, and we watched, we worked, and then we, made beautiful kind of evaluation of the fair election. There was a big impact to Cambodia. And with that, actually, new prime minister elected from their Congress. So Hun Manet, the son of former Prime Minister Hun Sen, he's well trained, well prepared. He just came back from Korea. Last 3 days, he was in Korea as a state guest. And he graduated. He studied the West Point, and got a master's degree in NYU in economics, and got a PhD in Bristol, England, in economics. After back, he become joined the army and became general. And as an army general, he trained even army base too. And after then, so he became this great nation's prime minister. And then, so last January 29th, I had a very serious talking about Korean Peninsula issue with Prime Minister Hun Sen, because he is one of the top senior leader in Asia Pacific area. And same time, he was 30 some more years stand as a prime minister. That's why he knew all key leaders, even Xi Jinping and even Putin. Definitely very close to the Kim Il-sung and his son. That's why he could be great, ambassador for peace to support unification of Korean Peninsula. I and him were seriously discuss about the issue. Still, we are under discussion to support Korean Peninsula. Okay, and this our UPF mission of UPF is able UN, through parent mentioned. So mission of UPF now together existing UN, we really wanna do our mission to support unification of Korean Peninsula. Okay. And we have 6 associations, based upon 6 associations, mainly 2 other main, religious organization and political organization. So political leaders, religious leaders, as Chul Father performed that ideal United Nations format. So 6 associations, we are covering media, scholar, and even IAPP, parliamentarians, and even business leaders, so media leaders. So under this umbrella, we've been preparing to support this Korean Peninsula issue. Okay. So yeah. So National Preparatory Committee for Unification. This is a big campaign we are working on now in Korea. We want to have 1 million kind of ambassador for peace level and 10 million supporters. This big campaign is still undertaking. And the Ambassador for Peace appointment seminar. So every day, every weekend, this campaign, keep on. So this is one of the picture when I was working in Central America. This is Costa Rica, right? And against North Korea 주체 ideology. So we are opening kind of school, academy. And there we are analyzing North Korea's kind of more ideological aspect and what is true and what is alternative. That kind of part of education of entire South Korean people. Yeah. And these are every president, they have their some special plan for unification. Whomever become president, always they insist their theory, their way of unification toward. Okay, but eventually we'll go, election under UN observers. That's why somehow to prepare the someday we need education of entire people. Yeah. That we are initiating. So what will the flag be after unification? As you said, as you know, the Germany and the Vietnam unified after Second World War. 4 nations divided, including Yemen and South Korea. So all other nations, one after the other, unified. The German, West Germany initiated, right? Now their flag is West German flag. But Vietnam different. Vietnam, communist, North Vietnam initiated. Now Vietnam's flag is the communist flag. Even government internally, communism completely controlled. So what will be North Korea and South Korea situation? So no question, right? So to do that, True Father actually in 1991 met founder of North Korea Kim Il Sung and had very unique conference. It was incredible momentum as we learned. He is one of the enemy of True parent, but True Father embraced him and made 4 kind of agreement. So key agreement. This become next kind of theory between North and South Korea. Whomever become head of both sides have to follow this principle because of Kim Il Sung, founder of North Korea, and South Korea, Father Moon. Although Father Moon is not a political leader, but on behalf of UPF, kind of world level of NGO representative, Father and Kim Il Sung made these special 4 pointers. Number 1, family reunion, facilitating regular reunions of separate families. That's number 1 agreement. And peaceful use of nuclear energy. And the second, economic cooperation for regular inter-Korean summit. Father suggested it is based upon the 4 principles have to keep always whomever become both sides of head of state. So on my way here, I stopped by Philippines and met former President Arroyo. She was president 2001 to 10. Actually, her father was president, and her father, she accompanied, true parent Moscow trip to meet Gorbachev. So his father and her father and her together. Bill, Dr. Selig, you were there at that time, right? And after then, she became president. So amazing. She is like a 77, but looks like early 60s. Very energetic and exciting. Still, she's serving as a congressman. As former president, became again congresswoman. And now very much active and totally support peaceful unification of Korean Peninsula. And we having kind of relationship over 30 years. We are kind of old friends. So she's so kindly helping us. So she will become, she agreed to be the co-chair of Summit 2025. Yeah. And just before coming, I stopped by Rome to meet this bishop. It's one of the key steps to the Holy Father. Because of someday we have to work together with Vatican. And the Holy Father also, Pope, has great desire to support peace in the Korean Peninsula. To do that, somehow they need us. We have some issue work together with Vatican. So we had very serious conversation, and soon somehow we will together associate to support Korean Peninsula situation. So. And the True Mother, lastly mentioned about this, right? This unification of Korean Peninsula is not just a political or geo-political issue, but somehow the will of God. So this is kind of our mission, and we have to do, and peacefully, not just, sacrifice so many people and lost their lives. There's another way of unification. So right now, both facing incredible tension. And UPF, we are requesting from different aspects, somehow expecting some contribution from our international network and foundation. So we have, many channels to reach to North Korea. And we are going to try him to little slow down, little step back. And let's make a peace. Has to have, find some core, prosperity, way of core prosperity, right? So not just fighting each other. Nobody, by economic power or military power, cannot, make surrender one or the other side. Because North Korea has already nuclear bomb. And so South Korea cannot just emphasize because of powerful economic or military power. So have to find and help each other. So exactly what True Father mentioned, was the best way to make unification of North Korea. So South Korean have to love North Korean better than South Korea. And North Korean too try love South Korean and accept better than their own people. So true love is the powerful weapon in this current situation. South Korea has enough asset and enough economic foundation to support North Korea's this economic situation. So hopefully by our effort somehow sooner or later, even before True Mother, while she's standing at the front line, hopefully we will initiate this serious situation. So, okay, last page. So that's why I made this conclusion. We just can't just wait for unification. We must make it. That's why this was Father's dream, and before he passed away, Father was always, that was his dream. So as children of true parent, so we have duty. We have to accomplish, we have to make his dream come true by our mobilizing entire international foundations. Especially America is most important. Without America, there's no way. It's impossible. Because of that, somehow, despite the difficult situation of financially, we are keep operating Washington Times. So I'm so grateful to our people, our employees who's working Washington Times, but same time through this Times Foundation, that is real helpful. When I worked in Korea, I see the power of Washington Times. So let us keep praying for Washington Times and support Washington Times. The Washington Times is a great ally. Because of Washington Times, we have a channel. We could reach whomever. That's why somehow, even President Trump, so he's reading Washington Times. He's treating other papers as garbage. So that much somehow through this network, I think hopefully the great unification of Korean Peninsula will become true by peaceful, not by force, not by military. Nobody should sacrifice. We have to have accomplished that mission. So I myself and then you brothers and sisters together with your great support, so will do my best, to our best, to accomplish this great holy mission. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Yang. Wow. What do y'all think? Was that a great special report that we received? Yeah, thank you so much. It was amazing. Take us from the history of North and South Korea all the way to today and the work that you're doing for reunification. Some of you may be wondering, well, how can I help? How can I help? Well, you might be, it's a daunting task, isn't it? And we're kind of far away from there. Well, there's one thing that you can definitely do is go to Cheongcheon. Go to the prayer hall right behind you and pray. Yes, let's get some spiritual ancestors, get the spiritually heavenly spirit world working to support others who are at the front line doing this work. Thank you again. Let's give him another round of applause. Yes. Reverend Jang, if you want, you can use your 3 fingers and you swipe to the left. One more time. And one more. There it is. All right. We're back. Okay. So actually, Eugene, if you don't mind, I'd love to ask you to play some songs here. We would like to just take a moment to reflect on what we heard today about the insight into the 4-Position Foundation as well as reunification North and South Korea. Take a moment to reflect on that, and we'll pass around an offering basket. If you don't mind, we would really appreciate any tithing, any donations that you can offer, not only to be able to afford this wonderful space that we have now at the Nova Center for the Capital Family Church, but to support these ongoing efforts, right, in our local community, and also to support those efforts around the world. Great. We're going to go ahead and bless this offering. Thank you so much. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, Lord God, we thank you so much for this incredible report that we received from Dr. Jang, from all the effort that the Universal Peace Federation is doing around this world, and particularly in hopes to reunite North and South Korea, God, and the inspiration that we can see when you dream big and we have faith, we choose to unite within ourselves, unite with each other. Anything is really possible. I'm grateful that we could have a real picture of this today. We thank you for the efforts that are given in this very community. We thank you for this donation. We pray that you can bless this, Lord, and that we can offer it up to you in your will and your providence. We thank you so much for all these things. We give grace and praise and thanks to you in Jesus and true parents' name and our names as Blessed Central Families. Aju. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, all right. It's a lovely day today. We have some announcements. First, I would like to welcome up my father, Dr. Michael Jenkins. I'm sorry, I'm kind of blanking on his title here. My bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Young, thank you for that service and that message. The detail was so profound, and the detail was so clear and so well researched. And I learned so much myself. So thank you, Dr. Young. I really appreciate it. And you can feel the power of True Parents' work. It's very substantial. It's not simply a vision and a dream. It really is winning the allies of this world, of these countries, to be able to achieve peace and unification. So I want to just mention also Dr. Young's going to be there to speak on Tuesday at the Washington Times. This has been sent out in the announcements from Family Federation. But we are going to have experts there on the Bering Strait Tunnel and crossing and the International Peace Highway. It's tremendous. We have also the Lieutenant Governor of Alaska. We have also the head of the Intercontinental Railway Corporation that works with both the U.S. government and Russia. You wouldn't believe how much Russia is doing on this. Also, Dr. Razbegin from Russia is coming online. He's not coming directly, but this is an in-person meeting at the Washington Times with lunch. So Kayleigh will be our MC. Also, Dr. Kajakuri is going to give an incredible presentation on the Japan-Korea tunnel. So that is also very exciting. So please come. It's also online. We'll make sure you get it. Tuesday at 10 a.m., 10 to lunch, and we'll have lunch together, and you're all welcome. please come bring some of your friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. So yes, if you want to learn more, definitely do go to the Washington Times Foundation building and attend that. That's actually a kind of phenomenal thing, right? That's the last. Everywhere else in the world is technically connected. If they make that connection between North America and Europe, right, and Asia, the entire world will be literally physically connected. That'd be pretty cool if we could drive all the way to Russia, or South Korea, or Korea. We have a couple other announcements. I would like to just highlight programs that we had yesterday. We had a phenomenal time with the young families here in Northern Virginia. So it was a great discussion. We asked, what kind of theology, what do you want to teach your children? What things did you learn as a child growing up in our community, in our faith? And, what things that were challenging that you want to try to do better or that you could expand on or bring into your relationship. It was really awesome. We had 8 different families. I think we had about, almost 15 kids or something like that. Yeah, little kids. So it was great. We want to invite anyone with teenagers, young children. This is a great opportunity for us to have a service specifically for young families, have fellowship, and really connect as parents and how we can, raise up the next generation. So that was an awesome thing. We're doing that once a month on Saturdays. If you are more interested, by all means, do not hesitate. Come up and talk to me. I'd be happy to share more information about it. Do I see him here? I don't think so. So yesterday, Wayne Miller was actually doing a. Oh, there you are, Mr. Miller, Pastor. Good to see you. He was doing a divine principle lecture. Do you want to share a little bit, just a little bit about it? That sounds good.
Yeah, yesterday, actually, a week ago, Dr. Ashil Akalatse, our regional director, asked me to do an overview of the divine principle here this Saturday, and he asked me to talk to Henry Schaufler to get an idea of what they've been doing at Capitol Family Church. So Henry sent me a bunch of slides. They were not my slides, and I was sitting here with this thing behind me, not being able to see the slides, so it's kind of a little awkward. But, I've taught the principle for 55 years, so I kind of I can kind of wing it. It's okay. But we had 2 great guests, and if you'd stand up, Fred Lusk and Lovkesh Gaharayan. How do you spell your last name? Gahunia. Lovkesh Gahunia. And they're great. I mean, Fred has, Lovekesh's mother is an ambassador for peace, and her mother actually is a realtor who helped us find this place. So give her a big hand for that.
We love your mom, Miss Regina.
And Fred has studied theology at Lutheran Theological Seminary or high school or whatever, college, Lutheran college. But he's also read a whole lot of stuff, philosophy, ethics, the Apocrypha and the Pseudepigrapha, I don't know. So we had a very interesting discussion, and I'm looking forward to speaking more with them. So they heard just a brief overview yesterday, mostly chapters 1 and 2, very briefly. And then they said they wanted to come back today and hear our Sunday service. So thank you for attending. And if anybody has more guests for next weekend, let me know, and I will be better prepared. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Well. Fantastic. That said, we'd love to take a moment to, again, honor you. Thank you for being here, our honored guests. Are there any other guests here in the house today? Any newcomers? Anyone who's first time? Let me see a hand. It's your first time joining our Nova Center Church here? Yes. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Are you enjoying yourself? Are we having a good time here? Yeah. So we're so excited to have this. Since COVID started, for 4 years we haven't had a church here in Northern Virginia. So we are really, it's a great time to come together and pick up where we left off. And just like great relationships, we didn't miss a beat. So. Absolutely, yes. If we can go ahead and give a round to Richard Rosine, our AV specialist at the back. Yeah, truthfully, we like to say it once a week, but maybe that's not enough. Richard is always here day and night, making things even better every day, and we really appreciate you back there, Rich. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and invite the band up. If everyone wants to stand up for a bit, let's sing a song to close out this service. Eugene, are you? Okay, good. If you don't mind. We're always looking for other musicians and singers, so please, if you want to sing your heart out for the Lord, you're welcome to join us up here too. Every Sunday, be here. Sing aloud, Hosanna to the Lord. Offer everything with humble prayer. Let us go, the Lord, and the Son, to whom the world. Let us go, determined to seek and find all the promised glory of the Lord. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There are clouds of darkness on the path, sinful night enveloping the land. Brush the clouds aside and behold the light that shines in beauty everywhere. Let us go, determined to seek and find our new world of joyfulness and peace. There we'll sing new songs in our garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. Oh, my brothers and sisters, rejoice today. You who sing the song of our new life, offer praise on high, blessed forevermore, as chosen people of the Lord. Let us go, determined to seek and find all the brilliant glory of our dreams. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. We uphold the standard of the Lord to restore his ideal. Freely give your love, share the Father's joy, and beauty will return. Let us go, determined to seek and find harmony within the garden bright. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending our service. We hope that you have a blessed week. God bless you, and we'll see you next Sunday.